Sam Sparrow by Jane Pilgrim. Sam Sparrow was tired. He had had a long, busy day working in his shop in London. Every day was long and busy, and every day he was tired. "I must get away from it all," he said. So the next day he did not open his little shop high up above London, but flew off miles away into the country, all the way to Blackberry Farm. It was nearly dark when he arrived, and all he could see was Ernest Owl watching the day turn to night. "Good evening, sir," he said. "I am Sam Sparrow. I want to live at Blackberry Farm and open a little shop. Will that be all right?" Ernest Owl blinked in surprise. "Well, well, young man," he hooted, "I must think. Come back in the morning." Next morning Sam Sparrow returned to Ernest Owl's oak tree, where he met Joe Robin, Mrs. Squirrel and Lucy Mouse. Ernest Owl introduced him. "My friend Sam Sparrow from London," he said. "He wants to open a shop at Blackberry Farm, and I think it is a good idea." The others thought so too. But where was it to be? Lucy Mouse showed him a very good corner in the stable, but that was too low down. Mrs. Squirrel begged him to move into the big beech tree next door to her, but that was too high up. Joe Robin showed him the old window above the barn door, but that was too small. Sam did not think that any of these were quite right, and he chose an old box on a bench under the wall near the barn. As he perched on his new home, he said, "It must not be too high up, it must not be too low down, it must be just right for everyone." All that day and all the next day and all the next, he worked to get his shop ready. Lucy Mouse brought Mother Hen to help. Mr. Nibble put up shelves, Mrs. Nibble made curtains, and Sam Sparrow wrote long lists of all the things his shop should keep. He gave the letter to Joe Robin because Joe Robin was Postman Joe of Blackberry Farm. 3 days later the goods arrived, flown in by Starling and Sons of London. Sam was delighted. "How quick you have been," he told Mr. Starling, who bowed and thanked him for the order and accepted the refreshment which Lucy Mouse offered. That evening Ernest Owl came round to the shop with a present. It was a notice he had made to go over the shop. Sam was very proud and thanked Ernest Owl very much. Between them they put it up. The next day Sam opened his shop and looked proudly at the shelves, full of all the things he thought Blackberry Farm would want. Sweets, cheese, biscuits, carrots, soap, pencils, baked beans, and many other useful things as well. All the Blackberry Farm animals came to buy. They brought their shopping bags and their baskets and their purses, and they bought so much that in the evening Sam Sparrow had to send another letter to Mr. Starling, asking him to come again as soon as possible. That night Sam and Joe and Ernest Owl talked about the new shop. "You must stay," said Joe and Ernest. "We need a shop at Blackberry Farm." And Sam said, "I would like to stay with you. I am really a town sparrow, but I was tired of the noise and all the new building and just had to get away from it all." So Sam stayed, and his shop became a very important part of life at Blackberry Farm.